Hi, I would like to share this video that I'm making here with you guys in regards to a problem that I've been having with the vacuum pump that comes with the Harvest Right freeze dryer. These pumps here have been contaminating my food in my freeze dryer as soon as the final dry cycle completes or the pump turns off. Oil immediately goes up the intake hose and eventually getting inside the vacuum chamber. And with such a deep vacuum, it seems like the oil is just gets sucked out of the intake hose, actually backsplashing into the shelving, and actually oil contaminating and getting into the food. And these pumps have been I've been doing maintenance to them every batch. I drain the oil, I do everything that needs to be done, get the water out of the oil. I've been treating them really good. This one here to the left, this is actually my first pump, the one that came with the freeze dryer when I first bought it. And this is the pump. This pump, after 4 or 5 batches that I completed, it started to do this oil going up and actually getting inside the freeze dryer. 26 hours. This is what happened. As soon as the freeze dryer turned off, all the oil from the pump shoots up through the intake hose, getting inside the freeze dryer. As you can see here, that's what's left of it. I got a replacement here next to it. This one doing the same thing, and I actually got my final third one. It is actually doing the same thing as well, and this been an ongoing problem that I've been having with the pumps and the company, and they refuse to actually solve or get to the bottom of this. I'll be sending these pumps back to Harvest Right, but before I do that, I'm actually gonna find out here, since I actually have them here in my hand, and I take Harvest Right word for it. I will be removing these fittings right here, and we'll be checking here for the check valve. Also, let me show you here, this is Harvest Right serial number on this pump. The other pump, Harvest Right. And they say this is very rare, unusual to be happening. They have investigated. I have to come to a lot of conclusion here. A lot of people have been having this problem, and it seems like if the problem gets to the bottom of being this valve here, how such a poor manufacturing of the ball will, be causing all this issue of actually making the freeze dryer pointless. Because what's the point of freeze drying if as soon as everything completes, this pump is actually oil getting inside here and contaminating your food? Is very pointless. So I'm making this video to let you guys know about this problem, break down what we find here. Alright everyone, here I actually removed the fitting, this fitting right here. Fitting goes like that. I actually removed it. You can see the ball, the check valve is in there. I know it's dark, can't see the hole that well, but there's actually no debris sitting whatsoever around the ball that I can see from the top view. I will be getting this ball out of here. I'm gonna need something just like Epic Center Brian described in his video. He used a vacuum cleaner. I'm gonna use something like that similar. Here on the exhaust, the pump, it is dirty, it's dirty in there. And the funny thing is that this pump only did about 4 to 5 batches. Alright everyone, I was able to get the check valve out of there. I utilized a straw, as you can see here, along with a vacuum, and we did a suction, and we were able to get it out of there. And as you can see here, there's like a triangular housing there that is meant for the check valve to sit on top of there, to hold it, you know, to be there in place. But again, no evidence there whatsoever that there's any debris, any food particle being stuck in there. It's just a straight shot down. It's a hole, and again, nothing like Harvest Right says that usually that the problem is. It's the actual first pump that came with my freeze dryer. I'm going to show you here the serial number of this pump. Harvest Right serial number. Again, that's the first pump that came with the freeze dryer. And I was curious for the check valve here because Epic Center Brian suggested that found that his check valve had a lot of irregularities, and I see the same thing here. Not a smooth ball. There's definitely rough places here that I can feel with my fingers. And taking a very close look here to the ball, I mean, it's hard to see in camera, but you can I can see very high points. Epic Center Brian was able to use a magnifying light, and he did an awesome job showing the imperfections of this check valve here. My floor, I mean, it has some cracks here, the garage, but there's some flat surfaces, and when roll there, I mean, this definitely don't roll. It just don't roll right. It's not smooth. There's irregularities, and also I went ahead and put this check valve on top of the fitting here. That this is as soon as the pump it turns off, this ball goes here against the seal. The oil pushes the ball against the seal. But again, it's really hard to show here in camera, but there's actually some gap below that you can see. The ball naturally sitting on top of this seal, it definitely is not smooth. It's not sealing. It seems to be a poor manufacturing of the ball, causing all this issue to be happening. And Harvest Right is refusing to solve this problem by saying that this pump is not manufactured by them. But again, they wouldn't have a freeze dryer if it was not up to you can't have the whole freeze dryer if the pump doesn't work properly. This is definitely, I would 100% be sure that this is the cause of this problem to be happening. And oil was drained immediately. Every single batch from the beginning, it was drained. Water was removed from the oil, and it's very important to definitely keep the pump, the maintenance like they recommend on the instructions. Here I have the instructions that comes with the owner manual. And as you can see here, they recommend to change the oil approximately 5 to 6 batches. I drained the oil every single batch, and look how dirty the actual pump still is with doing all the going beyond what they recommend. Power flush approximately 10 to 12 batches. Actually, when I first encountered the problem with this pump, this is actually the very first pump that came with the freeze dryer. One of the technicians that was helping me out, he recommended a power flush, because he thought that maybe there was some sort of debris on the check valve, preventing the check valve from sealing against, having a good seal between the seal here. The seal is very nice. Nothing looks cracked or anything. It's actually nice and lubricated with oil. This is actually where the check valve, oil pushes the check valve against the seal, and that's how it gets it prevents the oil from shooting up. So this is supposed to be a zero failure. I have called JB Pumps, and I have spoken to them about this problem, and they say that this is it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening with this type of system. I shouldn't be seeing this problem. Epic Center Brian also describes same findings like I have with JB Pumps. They say they shouldn't be happening, but it's actually happening. And when I speak to Harvest Right immediately uses the excuse that this pump does not belong to them, but yet nobody here is taking blame for this, and the freeze dryer is basically pointless again with this problem. So I will be getting the check valve here, and I'll show you what we find. Alright everyone, here this is the check valve that comes out of the vacuum pump of the freeze dryer. And this is a random one that I found here around the garage, and you can see here both of them. I try to get the flat surface the best one as possible. My concrete floor has cracks, so can't do it there. Here, this is the iPad surface. You can see here how the stainless steel one rolls versus the other one, the check valve from the freeze dryer. It stops, while the other one rolls freely. You can tell that there's a lot of imperfections on that ball. It's supposed to be round. When it's round, it's supposed to roll. It's not supposed to stay like it's doing right here. So absolutely, there's a poor manufacturing of these balls, definitely. So